What if I told you you could save a lot of money on your phone bill and all you have to do is whistle? Sounds crazy, doesn't it? Well, that actually happened, and the story is fascinating. The person regarded as the father of phreaking was the one who made that discovery. The term phreaking was a play on the word freak that stole the PH from phone and was used to describe hacking activity that specifically related to phones. Phreaking also referred to the various audio frequencies that individuals used to manipulate phone systems. Back then, you couldn't just pick up the phone and call a friend across the country. It was a big ordeal. You had to make something called a long-distance call, and that process was complicated and expensive. So phreakers look for hacks to get out of paying these insanely expensive phone rates. And ironically, the father of phreaking was a 7-year-old named Joe Engressia. An interesting thing to note, Joe Engressia was blind. What did he discover exactly? Joe Engressia realized that if you whistle with a certain tone at a frequency of 2600 Hz into your phone, you could hack the phone system and make free long distance and international calls. He didn't even realize what he had done. He actually called the phone company to find out what happened. Joe Engressia opened the floodgates for phreakers to take advantage of sound frequencies. Eventually, a phreaker named John Draper, who coincidentally was friends with Engressia, realized a whistle that came in a box of cereal could produce that same frequency. Blow a toy whistle and boom, you get free long distance calls. Funny enough, that's how he ended up with the infamous nickname Captain Crunch. So after that, anyone could take advantage of this hack, even if they couldn't whistle to save their life. As phreaking evolved further, tone generators, or blue boxes, were developed to make it even easier to produce these frequencies. These blue boxes were even developed and marketed by some people you might have heard of. Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak? Yeah, that's right, the founders of Apple. The founders of the company that charge you $1,000 or more for a new phone were looking for ways to avoid phone charges back in the day. Eventually, phone companies were able to isolate their processes from the public to prevent hacking. But before that, you could end up being charged with toll fraud and end up in jail.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
This chapter in the history of hackers really illuminated the gray areas of right and wrong and foreshadowed potential problems that might come from hacking. That's why it was a very influential moment in the history of hackers.